You spent hundreds on those little blue pills, only to deal with headaches, flushing, and those embarrassing 4-hour warnings? Or maybe you're too ashamed to even ask your doctor about ED, hoping it'll just magically go away on its own? Here's the truth nobody talks about, and I guarantee this will shock you. Your kitchen cabinet might hold more power than any prescription bottle ever could, and what I'm about to show you could save you thousands of dollars while giving you better results than any medication. You're not alone in this struggle, and I need you to hear this. Over 30 million American men deal with erectile dysfunction right now, and that number absolutely skyrockets after 40. But here's what the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know, and this might make you angry when you realize how simple this actually is. ED isn't just about getting older or bad luck. Your body is literally sending you a distress signal that something deeper is wrong with your blood flow, your hormones, or your cardiovascular health. The good news that's going to change everything for you? 5 common foods, probably sitting in your grocery store right now, can address the root causes naturally. No side effects, no breaking the bank, no awkward pharmacy visits. We're talking about real, permanent solutions that work with your body instead of against it. Now imagine this for a second. Imagine having reliable, natural performance without depending on pills that cost $50 each or dealing with dangerous side effects that could land you in the emergency room. Picture feeling confident again, knowing your body works the way it's supposed to, the way it did when you were younger. This isn't about temporary fixes or internet gimmicks that promise the world and deliver nothing. This is about restoring your natural function from the inside out permanently. I'm Dr. Eisenberg, and with over 25 years treating men's sexual health issues, I've seen these natural solutions work miracles when expensive medications failed completely. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly why ED really happens, why your doctor probably hasn't told you about these foods, and how these everyday ingredients can restore your confidence for good. But before we dive into this life-changing information, if you're ready to reclaim your manhood naturally and want more content that actually helps instead of just selling you something, smash that like button right now, hit subscribe, and share this with any man who needs this information. Your support helps me reach more men who are suffering in silence, and trust me, there are millions of guys who need to hear this. Now, let me tell you about Marcus, because his story is probably going to sound exactly like yours. Marcus was 45 years old, successful businessman, great marriage, but he came to my office completely devastated. His erectile dysfunction had started gradually, the way it usually does. First, just occasional problems that he brushed off as stress from work. Then it became more frequent. Then complete failure when it mattered most. His marriage was suffering because his wife thought he wasn't attracted to her anymore. His confidence was completely shattered because he felt like less of a man. The worst part? Viagra wasn't working consistently anymore. He'd tried different pills, different doses, those ridiculous pumps, even considered painful injections. He was spending over $300 a month on treatments that barely worked half the time. That's when I sat Marcus down and explained something that changed everything. I told him about 5 specific foods that most men have never heard of for ED, but that scientific studies prove can restore natural function better than any pill. Within 6 weeks, Marcus was performing naturally again, without any medication. Within 3 months, he threw away his entire pill stash and never looked back. He called it his kitchen pharmacy, and honestly, watching his transformation from a broken, embarrassed man to someone who felt like himself again was incredible. Here's exactly what changed Marcus's life, and what could change yours starting today. The first food that can completely revolutionize your sexual health is something so common, you probably walked past it in the grocery store this week without giving it a second thought. Watermelon. Now, I know what you're thinking. Watermelon? Really? But stay with me, because this is going to blow your mind. Watermelon isn't just a summer snack or something you eat at barbecues. It's literally nature's answer to Viagra. And the science behind this is absolutely fascinating. Watermelon contains high levels of an amino acid called citrulline, especially in the white rind that most people throw away. When you eat watermelon, your body converts citrulline to arginine, which then produces nitric oxide in your blood vessels. Here's the part that's going to shock you. This is the exact same pathway that Viagra uses to work, but it's completely natural with zero side effects. Nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscles in your blood vessels and increases blood flow directly to your penis. A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men who consumed watermelon extract experienced significant improvement in erectile function scores within just 4 weeks. The key is eating enough to make a difference. We're talking about 2 to 3 cups daily, and here's the insider secret that most people don't know. Focus on eating the white rind where citrulline concentrations are highest. You can juice it, blend it into smoothies, or just eat it raw. Marcus started having watermelon every morning as part of his breakfast routine, and he told me later that he noticed changes within the first 2 weeks. The second food that can transform your performance is something you probably think of as a guilty pleasure, but I'm about to give you permission to indulge for your health. Dark chocolate, but we're talking about the real stuff with at least 70% cacao, not that sugary candy bar nonsense. The flavonoids in dark chocolate are like medicine for your blood vessels. They improve circulation throughout your entire body, lower blood pressure naturally, and dramatically increase nitric oxide production. A groundbreaking study from Italy found that men who ate dark chocolate regularly had 20% better erectile function than those who didn't. But here's what makes this even more powerful. Dark chocolate also reduces cortisol, your stress hormone, which is one of the biggest testosterone killers out there. When your stress hormones are high, your sex hormones plummet, creating a vicious cycle that keeps ED trapped in your body. The key is moderation and quality. We're talking about 1 to 2 squares of high-quality dark chocolate daily. This isn't permission to eat an entire candy bar. We're talking about real, high-quality dark chocolate that works like medicine for your cardiovascular system. Now, the third food might surprise you because it's something most guys associate with rabbit food, but this green powerhouse is like hydraulic fluid for your entire cardiovascular system. Spinach and dark leafy greens like kale, arugula, and Swiss chard are absolutely loaded with nitrates that convert directly to nitric oxide in your body. Poor blood flow is the #1 cause of erectile dysfunction in men over 40, and these greens are like a natural pump for your circulatory system. A massive study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that men who consume nitrate-rich vegetables regularly have 25% better erectile function than those who don't. But here's the part that's going to change how you think about vegetables forever. The nitrates in leafy greens don't just help with erections. They lower blood pressure, improve exercise performance, and can actually reverse years of cardiovascular damage caused by poor diet and stress. Marcus started adding a huge handful of spinach to his morning smoothie every day, and within a month, not only was his ED improving, but his energy levels went through the roof and his blood pressure dropped 20 points. The fourth food is one that most men actually enjoy eating, but you probably had no idea it was basically medicine for your sexual health. Pistachios and other nuts like almonds, walnuts, and Brazil nuts contain a perfect combination of nutrients that support both blood flow and hormone production. Pistachios are packed with arginine, the same amino acid that gets converted to nitric oxide, plus healthy monounsaturated fats that support testosterone production. A fascinating study from Turkey found that men who ate just a handful of pistachios daily for 3 weeks had significant improvements in erectile function scores, plus their cholesterol levels improved dramatically. Here's what makes this even more powerful for your sexual health. The healthy fats in nuts are the building blocks your body uses to make testosterone. Low testosterone and erectile dysfunction often go hand in hand, especially as men get older. When you're not getting enough healthy fats, your hormone production crashes, which makes ED even worse. Just one handful of mixed nuts daily provides the nutrients your body desperately needs for optimal sexual function. The fifth food is something that's been called nature's most powerful medicine for men's health. And when you see the research behind this, you're going to understand why ancient cultures considered it an aphrodisiac. Pomegranate, either as fresh fruit or pure juice, is absolutely packed with antioxidants that protect your blood vessels from damage and dramatically improve circulation. Studies show that pomegranate juice increases nitric oxide activity by up to 50% and can improve erectile function in men with mild to moderate ED within just 8 weeks. But here's what makes pomegranate absolutely incredible for sexual health. The antioxidants don't just improve blood flow temporarily. They actually repair damage to your blood vessels caused by years of poor diet, stress, smoking, or other lifestyle factors. Think of pomegranate as sending a repair crew through your entire cardiovascular system, fixing damage and making everything work better than it has in years. The key is consistency. Drink 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice daily, not that sugary cocktail stuff, or eat fresh pomegranate seeds. Marcus made this part of his evening routine, and he said it was like watching his body come back to life. Now, here's why these 5 foods work when pills often fail completely, and this is going to change how you think about treating ED forever. Erectile dysfunction is almost always a circulation problem at its core. Your blood vessels simply can't deliver enough blood to create and maintain a strong erection. This happens because of damage to your endothelial cells, the tiny cells that line your blood vessels and produce nitric oxide. Pills like Viagra force a temporary response by blocking certain enzymes, but they don't fix the underlying damage to your vascular system. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken pipe. You might get temporary results, but the problem keeps getting worse underneath. These foods work completely differently. They heal your vascular system from the inside out by providing the nutrients your body needs to repair damage and produce nitric oxide naturally. When your blood vessels are healthy and producing adequate nitric oxide, erections happen naturally and reliably the way they're supposed to. You don't need to plan around pill schedules or worry about side effects. Your body just works the way it did when you were younger. Marcus wasn't my only success story, and I want you to hear about David because his situation might be even more relatable. David was 52, had been on erectile dysfunction medication for 3 years. The pills worked most of the time, but they were costing him over $200 every month, and the side effects were brutal. Splitting headaches, stuffy nose, and sometimes his blood pressure would drop so low he'd feel dizzy and nauseous. After 8 weeks of eating these 5 foods daily as part of his regular diet, David's natural function returned completely. He's been medication-free for over a year now, and he told me something that gave me chills. He said his performance is better now than it was when he was 35. Not just the physical performance, but his confidence, his desire, his overall satisfaction with his sex life. Now, I need to give you some important medical information before you start making changes. If you're currently taking any erectile dysfunction medication or have heart conditions, you absolutely must consult with your doctor before making dietary changes. These foods are powerful, and they can interact with medications in ways that could be dangerous. Also, if you have diabetes, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, or haven't had a complete physical exam recently, get checked out by a qualified physician. Erectile dysfunction is often the first warning sign of more serious health issues like heart disease or diabetes. Treating the ED naturally is fantastic, but you need to make sure you're not missing something that could be life-threatening. Here are some pro tips that can make these foods even more effective for you. Consistency is absolutely everything. You need to eat these foods daily, not just when you want performance. Think of this as medicine, not occasional snacks. Your body needs steady nutrition to repair damage and maintain healthy blood flow. Combine these foods with regular cardiovascular exercise, especially activities that get your heart rate up like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling. Exercise improves blood flow throughout your body and makes everything we're doing here work better. Cut out smoking completely if you smoke. Smoking destroys the tiny blood vessels we're trying to heal, and it's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. Limit alcohol to no more than 2 drinks per day. Alcohol is a vasodilator in small amounts, which can actually help, but more than that starts damaging your cardiovascular system and suppressing testosterone production. And this is crucial. Manage your stress levels. Chronic stress produces cortisol, which destroys testosterone and constricts blood vessels. Whether it's meditation, exercise, hobbies, or just better sleep, find ways to keep your stress under control. Sleep is absolutely critical, and most men don't realize this connection. Poor sleep dramatically reduces testosterone production and impairs blood vessel function. If you're not getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep regularly, everything else we're talking about becomes much less effective. These 5 foods will handle the physical side of erectile dysfunction for most men, but what if anxiety and performance pressure are making things worse? What if you're stuck in that vicious cycle where fear of failure actually causes failure? I've got another video that reveals the mental techniques that eliminate performance anxiety completely and break the psychological chains that keep ED trapped in your head. Click right here, and I'll show you how to rewire your brain for confidence and natural performance. Before you go, if this information opened your eyes to the fact that there are real, natural alternatives to expensive pills and embarrassing doctor visits, please share this video with any man who's struggling. Too many guys think pills are their only option, or worse, they suffer in silence thinking there's no hope. Let's change that narrative together. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 foods you're most excited to try. Are you going to start with watermelon in your morning smoothie, add dark chocolate to your daily routine, or load up on those nitrate-rich greens? I read every single comment, and nothing makes me happier than hearing success stories from men who took control of their health naturally. Here's what I want you to remember above everything else. Erectile dysfunction doesn't have to be a life sentence, and expensive pills with dangerous side effects don't have to be your only answer. Your body has incredible healing power when you give it the right nutrients and remove the things that are causing damage. These 5 foods are your first step toward natural, reliable performance that doesn't depend on pills, doesn't cost a fortune, and doesn't come with a list of scary side effects. You have the power to fix this naturally, and you can start today with your next meal. Your sexual health is directly connected to your overall health, and when you improve one, you improve both. Take action today, be consistent with these foods, and give your body the nutrition it needs to work the way it's supposed to. See you in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into natural solutions for optimal male health.